Hey, Britt Messmer here with Technical Taekwondo. Today's video we are going to be going through our Roundhouse Kick. So this is a second part of this series. We're going through a full range roundhouse, not just the short range like we did in the first video. So if you haven't seen that one yet, go back and check that one out because there's some basics in there that you're going to want to see that I don't really go over in the second part of the video. If you guys like what we're doing, please hit that like and subscribe button, and let's go ahead and get into it. Roundhouse kick is really an extension of your angle kick. Okay, so by now you should have a decent understanding of how to execute your angle kick. So roundhouse kick is going to come in the same exact way. The difference is roundhouse kick has a longer reach. So I'm here, foot comes around, half pivot, there's my angle kick. So for the roundhouse kick, I don't need to go higher. I mean, I can do an angle kick to the head. Okay, it's still an angle kick. I didn't pivot out the base foot. Roundhouse kick is a longer reach. So on roundhouse kick, the main component of a roundhouse kick is the bottom foot needs to pivot all the way. So when I bring this my kicking leg up, weight comes off of my heel. So when I lift that knee hard and fast, the weight's off of the heel. Dump that foot all the way so the toes are facing backwards. So it's a 180-degree pivot. That's what I mean by full pivot. Half pivot is your angle kick where you're turning 90 degrees or halfway. Full pivot is your roundhouse kicks, your side kicks, your hook kicks, where you're turning that bottom foot 180 degrees or a full pivot. It's a little bit more difficult, but what this does, it gives you more reach through the hips, more extension because of the placement of your heel is now 4 to 6 inches closer to the target. So overall, my roundhouse kick is usually between 8 to 12 inches more reach. The roundhouse kick is a little bit harder to throw than angle kick, but not by much. Okay? So when we're doing the roundhouse kicks, first thing you're going to do, go back to your friend, the handrail. So there's a couple different drills we're going to do on this. So when I'm practicing my roundhouse kick, whether I'm at the gym, I have a handrail or the wall, or if I'm at home, I can use the kitchen counter. I want to practice the same way I did my angle kick. So transfer the weight. Again, don't step. Transfer the weight, lift that knee up, full pivot. So I'm actually going to grab with both hands. My heel is pointing towards the target, my knee is pointing toward the target, and my shoulder is up towards the target. The more you lay down, the more your weight is coming this way, and the more you are losing power because mass times acceleration squared is the formula for power. And if my mass is going that way while I'm kicking that way, I'm losing power. So squeeze into it. Okay? So transfer the weight, lift that knee, dump that hip over, and do a good 25 to 30 on each leg of just that. So lift that knee, dump that hip over, squeeze into it, guard is up, or okay, transfer the weight, lift that knee up, and get the hand on both hands on the rail. Okay, unpivot and down. All right. So you need to practice that until you can do that smoothly. All right, smooth is fast, fast is smooth. You've heard that before. It's not new, but it's true. Okay, I'm not worried about speed until I understand the coordination. So transferring the weight, lift that knee up, get that. I can also get in this position. I can look down and check my base foot, make sure it's parallel to the wall. Squeezing into it. The next set, I'm just going to add the extension out and back, unpivot and down. So 30 I did with just the pivot. Second 30 I do with the pivot, check everything, add half speed extension. Okay, so again, get to here, out back, unpivot and down. Once I can do that, next one I'll do is I'll put everything together and start smoothing it out. Lifting that knee out, back, and smoothing everything out. Okay. For fun, you can add another set that was going to help strengthen your muscles. So getting to here and doing doubles, triples. I can also do leg pumps. I can do circles. Okay? All those little exercises like that are going to help you strengthen your leg muscles. And that's all it's designed for. It's not designed for any kind of technique. It's just to strengthen your muscles. Okay? When you're practicing your roundhouse kicks, think about lifting your knees straight up and dumping the hip over, coming around completely to the side or 90 degrees. So don't up that way where I'm coming at this angle. Okay? Turn that hip all the way over where my knee is pointing to the side. So I'm up and I'm coming all the way in and back. But just transfer the weight, keep that foot up, lift the knee, turn the hip over, out, back, and then land front, land behind, whichever drill you're doing. Okay? One thing you want to think about when you're throwing your roundhouse kicks, especially if you're having problems with your balance. Right as you're approaching the kick, extend and reach for it a couple of more inches. Just stretch yourself out on the moment of impact. So I'm here, reach just right at the very tail end of the kick. Okay, so boom, reach right at the end. Roundhouse kick can be done with the instep or the ball of the foot. It all depends on what you are training. If I'm training competition, I'm not really trying to hurt someone. Plus, generally speaking, when you're in competition, they're wearing headgear. I am not going to break the bones in my foot hitting you in the skull through that inch-thick pad. So I don't care, because I'm not going to get hurt. However, in a self-defense situation, no one's wearing pads. I want to train this kick coming up and strike with the ball of the foot. If you're a beginner, don't worry about that yet. Develop the kick, spend 6 months, 8 months at least, figuring out how to throw the kick, and then you can start adding the ball of the foot. Making sure as you go, you practice getting your toes pulled back. Because there's nothing more fun than breaking your toe on someone else's skull. Train to get your toes pulled back and that won't happen. Okay? So I have trained myself for years to bring every kick that I throw up like a front kick. Doesn't matter to me if it's the angle kick or if it's the roundhouse kick or whatever I'm throwing. I want to bring everything up here. The reason I do that is, one, it is stronger. I'm using the bigger quadricep muscle to overcome gravity. So I'm bringing that up and I'm dumping it over sideways. Again, I try to mask my intent is the main reason. Actually, masking my intent is the secondary reason. I'm actually doing this for to achieve more power. So that's that. Should I hit the bag? Let's hit the bag. Roundhouse kick. Every once in a while you want to slam that knee up, prime the pump, so to speak. Get that knee, get those leg muscles ready, get the blood flowing, okay, and drive that in there. Okay? Variations on the roundhouse kick are exactly the same as that of the angle kick. You're going to want to drill these variations as much as you do the other, because there are going to be times where you're going to want the longer reach. It's not about going to the head. Roundhouse kick is not a head level kick. Okay? It's a longer kick than the angle kick. Okay? So make sure you understand the distinction between what the two different kicks are. So I can come here, I can kick people in the head. It's an angle kick because I'm closer. If I'm farther back, I can kick you in the head with a roundhouse kick. It has nothing to do with anything else other than that. Okay, so that's how we separate the difference between those two. We can go through and we can do that lead leg roundhouse kick. Again, my knee is coming straight up. Don't lift it sideways. The muscles in the side of your leg are not strong enough to get the speed and power that you want. You want to use the bigger quad muscles on the top of your thigh and slam that up. I slam this knee up. And same as the angle kick, when I come up, I dump that bottom foot all the way over. And again, the only difference in angle kick and roundhouse kick is how much reach I'm getting. I'm missing too far away. He moved back a little bit. I can change the kick if I want to. So let's change the kick. Okay. But again, the angle kick is done the exact same way as the roundhouse kick. The only difference is right there. By pivoting that base foot, I get that much more reach out of it. So here, my half pivot, I'm too far away from the target. I pivot that base foot, and I get another 6-8 inches more reach with doing minimal effort. As extra credit, I'm going to leave you guys with this. This is a backspin roundhouse kick. First time you see it, you're going to be like, what? Yeah, it's fun. I'm going to come in like a backside kick or a back turning kick. Okay, again. So that is a backspin roundhouse kick. I'm going to leave you guys with that. We'll probably do a separate video on that because that's just fun. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, God bless and keep on kicking. Hey, if you guys made it this far through the video, you're something special, and I want to invite you guys to our Indiana Dunes training camp that we do every year. Second weekend of June at the Indiana Dunes State Park in Chesterton, Indiana, we do a martial arts training camp. That's 3 days of martial arts training, not just Taekwondo. That obviously is going to be a large part of it. We do a bunch of other stuff. We bring other instructors in for this event. If you are interested and want to sign up, go to risingstartaekwondo.com/dunes. There will be a link down below. If you want to get registered for it, you know, I would love to meet some new friends. So again, thank you guys for watching. So I don't know, hope it helped. I'm bored. Let's go home.